So day one was very successful. Importantly is the agreement on the declaration, which is very important for us because it prioritizes the interests of Africa and also the developing world. The president was saying last night that somebody did the count of the number where Africa is mentioned in the declaration, and for the first time, and correctly so in African soil, Africa in the declaration is referred to 80 times. And it's not only important because of the reference to Africa, it's also because the agenda prioritizes African interests. It prioritizes the interests of the developing world in general. And what's important for us is that we also, in the discussions yesterday, when the leaders were making their own remarks, and also when we focused on the on session 2 around the disaster resilience and responses, we were putting programs that talks about how do we make sure we also prevent the disasters. I think you'll recall that the G20 takes place when the Caribbean has just experienced a disaster, and we extend our condolences to the people of the Caribbean, and the president conveyed those condolences, and other countries joined in. But also in South Africa, we are not unique or immune to the disasters, both in the western and eastern coastal areas, and therefore it's important that we build the disaster resilience. And yesterday we also, as a country, you'll remember the inequality report that we brought in and the access to finance report that we brought in. They were tabled and for the G20 leaders to understand what will work in. You had earlier indicated a discussion on what we bring forward from the social summit. You would, if you go through the text of the declaration, you'll recall that part of this declaration and the priorities that came from the social summit have been included into the main declaration, affirming the commitment we made at the social summit that what we are discussing at the social summit is not a tick box exercise. It's an exercise that will make sure that the contribution of the leaders of society it's included in the final declaration of the leaders of the G20. But also you'll recall that in the social summit we resolved that we are prioritizing programs and initiatives that will be able to implement both as a country, collectively in partnership with civil society, labor and business, but also implement within the continent of Africa, including in those legacy projects that we have had. Thank you for that question.